Welcome back everyone. Today's episode is gonna be a little different. The YouTube algorithm remind me to upload video more frequently, but most of my content is still in the making and can't be released yet. So we decided to come up with something else. The new episode is potentially a genesis of a series we're calling O But Go, where we revisit and review some good old lens or camera that still hold up great today. The very first video, let's start with the Canon L lens, everyone dream. The object of the desire back then, Canon EF 50mm 1.2 L. Before we talk about the 50mm 1.2, we have to talk about where it is come from. There is a legendary lens we cannot not talk about, the 50mm 1.0. It's originally released back in September 1989. It's the only full-frame 1.0 autofocus lens to date. I do get a chance to try this lens many years ago. It had a large maximum aperture and it was expensive. However, it wasn't sharp, not even if it's top-down. The cheaper 50mm performed even better than it if you consider top-down sharpness. Being expensive to make and expensive to own meant poor sales. It was eventually discontinued in the year 2000 and being replaced by the 1.2. Now we're back on track. Canon 50mm 1.2. Let's quickly go through the standard procedure. Optic quality. Sharpness? Yes. Anything after f2 is great. Distortion? Yes. Acceptable. Flare? Yes, as it shows here. Chromatic aberration and vignetting? Yes, quite heavy. For photography, easy fix. For video, leave with it. This lens has the best autofocus technology at its day, but by today's standard, the focus motor speed is mediocre at best. To talk why this is O but go, we have to talk something most of the modern lens today short of, character, which sometimes also means beautiful flaw. The 50mm 1.2 was notorious for being soft wide open at 1.2, but it wasn't to the point of getting written off. It's very acceptable when you nail the perfect focus. Back in the day, when we were using DSLR, the keeper rate was incredibly low with this, which deterred quite a sizable number of users from this lens. But today, we are not only testing this lens just like old way on DSLR, we're also adapting it onto mirrorless camera like Sony A7 series, even up to Fujifilm medium format sensor. With phase detection autofocus or more advanced eye autofocus, suddenly it's like the lens has been reborn. It will hardly miss focus anymore. That's why the soft image is a sharp, soft kind of image. You get me? Let me just show you the image. If you ever hear people say cine lenses were usually not perfectly sharp by intent to give you that film light visual profile, think of this that way. And the film industry might actually prefer it that way. I'm not making this up, even Canon themselves released a set of cine lenses not too long ago, the Sumire Prime. The optical softness is a deliberation to give you that cine look. Now, the bokeh and flare. We usually describe the bokeh produced by this lens a slightly messy look, but in a world full of buttery smooth and rounded perfect bokeh ball, the 50mm 1.2 lemon shade and slightly swirl bokeh does stand out a little. If not for commercial or anything too serious, say street photography, short film, wedding, or in some cases of portraiture, this bokeh can be very distinct. At least to my eyes, it's very pleasing and lovely. And about that flare, same case or even more subjective. No hiding, as a person who loves anamorphic and classic 85mm 1.2 L Mark I, my love toward flare is second to none. As long as the flare is not too over the top, I'm welcoming it in my image for storytelling. The flare produced by 50mm 1.2 is natural and have an orange-ish rounded shape. Color. Let me show you two images side by side produced by the two different 50mm. Camera setting and white balance is exactly the same. One by Jayz Mirrorless 50mm, another by this Canon 50mm L. Both create great color. Can you guess which is which? I love both of them and use both of them in different scenarios, which never shoot the situation better. But since this episode is about the L, the slightly pink, magenta look of the L glasses when shooting skin tone tend to make subject look livelier. Let me know your preference. This is something new in the channel. If you guys like more content just like this, really have to leave a comment and let me know, so I can know to continue to make this or not. We have few other lenses in the pipeline that we got lined up, like the 200mm 1.8, Jayz Otters, projected anamorphic lens, etc. Alright, that's all for this episode. Give me a big like if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe us is the biggest support we can ask for. Any comment is welcome. Share this video to someone you know that love 50mm. See you in the next video.